in case of any updates and some whatever incident, please let me know. It just doesn't have to be about Nairobi, yeah? Alright, so Ray Parker Jr., I don't think that man should sleep. That's coming through in a bit, eh? So, one of my favorite authors has just passed on. Ngugi wa Thiong'o. He's a playwright, post-colonial theorist. He died yesterday, the 28th of May, 2025, at the age of 87.
Yes.
I still feel like 87. Why? Okay, yeah.
87.
I still think it's young.
You know, the average, the Bible says, I think 70, with 70s, anything above that is a bonus.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. Above 70 is a bonus.
You know, my grandma is 108.
Excuse me?
So my genetics are dope.
Can I rub on that anointing? Can I come and meet your grandmother?
Me, I just know I'm going to be here for some time.
Hey, can she talk?
Of course. Yeah.
What are you talking
she can even
about?
drive.
108.
I'll tell you about her in just a bit. Yeah. Even her eyes are dope. She has no problem with her eyes. She even calls me later.
What?
She's like, "Oh, my son, Nagibono, how are you doing?" Let's talk about Ngugi wa Thiong'o first.
Okay.
So I know the younger Kenyans probably don't know much about him, but he was an icon, guys. So let me just give you a brief rundown of his history. He was recognized of his bio, recognized globally for his powerful political voice and literary innovations. He dedicated his life to championing African languages, culture, and liberation through his extensive works. And I'm seeing over here they're saying that his death marks the end of an era in the African literary community and beyond. He was born as James Ngugi in 1938 in Kamirithu, near Limuru in Kenya, of course. Ngugi wa Thiong'o entered a world defined by British colonial rule. His upbringing unfolded within a large Kikuyu family, deeply influenced by the tumultuous Mau Mau uprising, which spanned from 1952 to 1962. His early novels, such as Weep Not, a very famous one, Child and the River, that one too, became authentic and impactful reflections of Kenyan history, drawing directly from his life. And you know, okay, so I'll tell you my own thoughts about Ngugi wa Thiong'o, because I've read his book. Ngugi, apparently they say he pursued his education at Alliance High School before enrolling at Makerere University College in Uganda, then a campus of London University. It was at Makerere that his literary journey began to flourish. He published his first short stories and staged his debut play, The Black Hermit, at the 1962 African Writers Conference. He later continued his studies at the University of Leeds in England, though he departed before completing his thesis on Caribbean literature. Ngugi wa Thiong'o was previously married to Nyambura Wangugi, his first wife, who passed away before him. Yeah, and then there was a point in his life where he got into prison, but he was released in December 1978. But he continued to face harassment, and he was not reinstated to his teaching position at the University of Nairobi. And then they say the persistent political persecution compelled him and his family to go into self-imposed exile in 1982, and that's a period that would last for about 22 years. In exile, he continued to disseminate his ideas to a global audience as he held prestigious academic posts in the UK, the US, Germany, including positions at Yale, Beirut, Northwestern, and New York universities. He ultimately became a distinguished professor of comparative literature and English at the University of California in Irvine. I'm reading a book of his currently. It's a big fat book, man. It's called what's it called? Wizard of the Crow.
Okay.
The thing I like about Wizard of the Crow, first of all, it's a fictional book.
All right. And
it's a depiction of Kenyan politics.
Okay.
Yeah, he just talks about Kenyan politics, and obviously he has all these characters that are.
Yes.
There's a guy called Thiong'o, Macho Kali. So these are ministers.
Yes.
I can't remember the president's name because I told you how I usually read my books.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but it's fascinating because there's a mixture of, you know, magic, all these juju vibes, and of course, the typical life of a politician.
Yes.
Right. So Sikyokiku, there's a lady who was working in his office, and she was called. No, there's a guy who worked for Sikyokiku. He was called Tajiri.
Okay.
And then Tajiri had a PA who worked side by side by his wife. And, they go about all this mambo corruption. Tajiri was getting all this, perks from some NGO that came to the country. It was a whole lot of stories anyway. My point is, he was such a brilliant writer.
He was.
And he reflected, especially in his writings, about societal issues that Africans dealt with from the past to modern Africa.
Yes.
And he brought that to the fore, to the international audience.
Yes.
He was very good at bringing that, making it very understandable to the white man. And, guys who are, basically in the Western world.
Yeah.
I feel like he's definitely going to leave a massive mark when it comes to literature in this country. The many authors who are coming up, brilliant authors, who I'm sure I look up to. Ngugi wa Thiong'o as a mentor, and he's a great Kenyan. I think we're very proud to have known him.
Yeah.
For some of us who've read his books, the impact, we'll never forget what it made us feel. Brilliant writer, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, by the way.
Yes.
I respect fictional authors. Authors of fiction books.
Yes.
Their minds are not normal.
No, they're not.
When you can imagine worlds.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're a reader,
I know. And first of all, my condolences to his family and his readers, his fans. It's unfortunate he didn't win a Nobel Prize, because he was a brilliant, smart guy.
Correct.
And he expressed and exposed oppression.
Yeah.
Brilliantly at that. And like you're rightfully saying, now the international people can delve deeper into our politics, because he depicted that beautifully in his books.
I agree.
For his children, I feel sad sometimes, because you lose a public person, but at the end of the day, you've just lost your dad. So my condolences to his kids. I saw the son, I think, wrote on X and said, he's lost this amazing person, but at the end of the day, he remains my dad.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, the power of words. When you look at this, these younger Kenyans and how they go about words.
Yes.
Obviously, most of us are not authors.
Yes.
But, Kenyans are very good at words. And I believe it's because of people like Ngugi wa Thiong'o. We express, our thought processes, our energies using words.
I agree.
We might not write books.
Yes.
But we have social media.
Yes. Yes.
And that same energy of being abrasive, of being authentic, and putting it out there, sharing our stories as our African authentic stories on social media is something I believe in, to be honest.
Yeah.
No one else should tell our stories.
Yeah.
Ngugi, they told our authentic stories.
Yeah.
And I think it's one thing that Kenyans are very good at. We pride in being storytellers.
Yes, but we need to keep that fire burning. With the attention span today, people are not reading books.
It's true, apparently. 8-second attention span.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so
he wielded his pen like a spear. Indeed, a brilliant, smart guy.
Very fearless also.
Very fearless.
Yeah. No, we have a bunch of Ngugi wa Thiong'os in the youth.
We do.
Our youth are very fearless.
They're fearless, but they need to write. Because we need to preserve our history.
Exactly. We need to document everything that we go through. But there's a bunch of authors these days, yeah? Oh my God, Naila, you know how many authors I've hosted, especially younger ones?
Yeah?
They don't write even just your typical books, even just just trust
That is
Kenyans.
amazing.
This
we need
generation
to continue highlighting them
and
really encouraging
documenting
them. Especially, I would love and encouraging this to continue writing their experiences, because these are moments that are unforgettable.
Yeah, no, we're documenting. You best believe that. Everything that we go through.
That's amazing.
The youth of the future have a reference point.
I love it.
Because of
not on the social media though.
Why? What's wrong with social media?
No. Please, please.
Social media is a tool, and we will use it correctly to document everything that we've gone through.
There's something about paper. The smell of a book.
I know what you're saying.
That cannot. It's unbeatable.
It's unbeatable, yeah. But I mean, we're going to use what we have, everything that we have. Social media, video, YouTube, all these other things. Let's just milk everything to its full potential so that people can refer.
I was just encouraging Gen Zs, just write your experience.
Yeah, it's true. And also learn how to write if you haven't. Let's see what's happening on the roads, eh? Remember, it's Spice Drive.
Traffic.
All right. Right now, it's 4:43. Sorry, I think I said it's 4:43. Let's see what's happening on the roads. You're getting onto